What's going on, YouTube? It says here, place to be Joe, Mr. Andy. Better give you guys another Wednesday night war. Yes, I'm by myself this week. Unfortunately, we couldn't. The PRIMB prioritize out here with me on the Wednesday night war, but I wanted to get the Wednesday night war back up to where it's supposed to be. I'll try to bring it out to you guys every single Thursday. But once again, my Wednesdays, my week has just been all over the place. And sometimes I just be like, well, I'm going to put it on the podcast anyway. So I wait for the podcast stuff to come out, but I ain't been doing the podcast in a while. So I missed 2 weeks of the podcast. So I'm playing because with Fastlane coming up, got to get to a podcast this weekend. So I'm just here to do it by myself. And Prime already said that he wasn't going to be able to see the Wednesday Night War this week, but I hope he did check out that unsanctioned match, because on NXT, we got a debut of LA Knight in his first match. I mean, he debuted already, but it's going to be his first matchup. And then, of course, we got a big return for Walter. And also, when it comes to AEW, it's all about St. Patrick's Day Slam, and we got that unsanctioned lights out women's match between Thunder Rosa and Dr. Brent Baker, DMD. So a lot to talk about here. When it comes to NXT, though, I didn't see much of NXT like I did AEW. So NXT is mostly going to be about a breeze through tonight. So we'll just start off getting in there with NXT. So we're St. Patrick's Day, and it opens up. Finn Balor comes out NXT champion, and then he's looking, obviously he's looking very serious. And then we get Karrion Kross that comes out, and Karrion Kross basically is saying that, look, it's only my time if I get my championship back, because I'm the true champion. I never lost a championship, okay? And then Finn Balor says, well, everybody wants to say they're championship. The real champion walks into the room, and I'm going to say what nobody else says, had the ball say to your face, is that Finn Balor's a champion. There's not anything you can do about it. So they just staring each other down. And then all of a sudden, Lorcan and Burke come out, and they start talking trash on the mic a little bit. But then we have Scarlett, who goes and talks about time. It's only a matter of time. And then she goes up to the ramp and starts kind of taunting Lurkin and Burke and everything like that. We set up for a tag team match later in the night between Karrion Kross and Finn Balor against Lurkin and Burke. Dexter Lumis taking on Austin Theory here. The match is okay here. Austin Theory thinks that Dexter Lumis and him are friends. They try to go for a hug, but then Lumis goes and puts him to sleep with his the silence, sir. I forgot what it's called. Have Nelson slammed then into the silencer, and Dexter Lumis wins as he passes out. Adam Cole gets to the ring and he says, you know what? I wasn't even hating Kyle O'Reilly before last week, because it was just time for me to move on. But then, after what Kyle O'Reilly did and cost me the NXT championship, I got a problem with Kyle O'Reilly. And so he didn't want Kyle to be in this business, but then all of a sudden Kyle O'Reilly appears up, on the, I would say, the Thunderdome Titan screens and everything like that. And then he said he find it very satisfying for Cole to lose last week. So with that being said, he said it's kind of funny, how Cole tried to end his career. He really tried to end his career, and he said, show you what he's going to do, but he's going to do something to Adam Cole, and he's going to get his revenge. Adam Cole gets into wherever he was at the top of the stage, and he said, you're going to do something about this. So I know that's going to be one of the matches going to WrestleMania weekend. Once again, I do not know if Kyle O'Reilly really is injured or not, because I see that the way his elbows look, it didn't look too good. Legado del Fantasma taking on Breezango here. A tag team match I did not see, but end up with Legado del Fantasma getting the win after that. And like I said, I missed the whole segment of what happened on that. So then we got a commercial break, and then we got a little video package of this new Japanese wrestler that's going to debut pretty soon. Then we get Zoe Stark taking on Dakota Kai with Raquel Gonzalez. Good match. Zoe Stark is coming out and doing good stuff here. I just don't understand. I don't even want to push this lady, and she's really good. She's very athletic, but they keep putting her in these big time matches where she has to lose. Like she went against Io Shirai, she went to lose, and then she went against Dakota Kai, and she ends up losing Dakota Kai. After Dakota Kai hit her with a kick to the face, and I'm thinking you probably want to build this woman up. You probably want to give her some things to do. So when she gets to the big time, the losses won't hurt her as much. Well, NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai comes down, and then Dakota Kai just stares at her in the ring, but then she just kind of scoop out her and says, look, she wants Raquel Gonzalez, because remember, Raquel Gonzalez is the one that pinned Io Shirai for the victory. at TakeOver War Games in the War Games matchup. So I'm glad it's circling back to that. If Shirai just gives her the contract around her chest and says, I want you for the championship, so sign it. So even backstage, Dakota Kai is like, look, that's all well and good, but we got things. We just lost the tag team championships and all stuff like that. So we need to get back up on track and stuff like that. So neither here or there. Next up, Tommaso Ciampa taking on Marcel Bartel, Fabian Aichner out there. Ciampa, good matchup here. Ciampa hits that Randy Orton style DDT and wins the Widow's Bell, I believe it is, and wins the matchup. After the matchup, we see the return of Walter on U.S. soil. Walter is back. The over 700-day UK champion comes in the ring, doesn't stands on the apron, doesn't touch Ciampa. But then we have Marcel Bartel and Fabian Aichner tag Ciampa. Then Walter comes in there with the big chop, then the power bomb, and then Imperium stand there, do their pose. And then Imperium is back. I don't know where Alexander Wolf was at though during this whole thing though, but it's great to see Walter back. Backstage, LA Knight is coming for his match. I like how he's coming out from his locker room. He's going down, the different pictures of different WWE superstars and talk about, how he's going to be a megastar. But in the back, you see Bronson Reed sneak into his locker room. So LA Knight has a match against Austin Gray. Once again, he's just sitting there very dominant. But then Bronson Reed comes to the top. And he's toying with his jacket, and LA Knight's like, "What's going on?" Bronson Reed tries to put on his jacket, and then he sees a big guy, he starts ripping the jacket, and he squeezes it together and rips all his jacket apart. But it doesn't cause LA Knight the matchup as he gives a knee to the face to Austin Gray, then a head slam and wins the matchup. So I'm glad he still won the matchup. That would have been stupid if he had lost. WWE Tag Team Championships, which they really Regal made a championship matchup. It's going to be Only Lorcan and Danny Burch taking on Finn Balor and Karrion Kross. So the match is pretty good for the most part. We get to the outside, and Finn Balor is heating up now. He hits a slingshot onto the outside to Only Lorcan. Then as well gets up, he get ready for the shotgun dropkick. He shotgun dropkicks Lorcan into Scarlett and takes her down. So, but then he goes back into the ring, and he's going to try to finish them off, but then Karrion Kross sees it, pulls down Finn Balor and starts beating him up, and then throws him into the barricade a couple times, puts him back in there, and then he gets an uppercut from Lorcan, European uppercut, and then they pick up the win. But then as soon as the win is over, Karrion Kross gets a Sato suplex to Only Lorcan and takes him out, and it goes back to beating down Finn Balor. So he stands over Finn Balor, and he picks him up, Scarlett trying to hold him up, but then bam, gives the forearm right to the back of Finn Balor. Tick-tock is what he's saying, and that's how the show ends. So that was NXT for this week. Wasn't too bad, but then we're about to go over to AEW. So AEW Dynamite, we got the St. Patrick's Day Slam. I think it was the St. Patrick's Day Slam. We all know what it's here. It's here for the big matchup, but we also get opening contest. Pentagon Jr. taking on what's he call him, the Lord of Lucha Libre against the Prince of Pro Wrestling. Pentagon taking on Cody. Good match here. Pentagon kicks out the Crossroads, and Cody is all shocked. He's trying to figure out different ways to keep down Pentagon. Gives like a glory special. Kicks out of that too. More things going on. Penta goes and does the arm break to Cody. Cody ain't take it like the right way, like I seen like Vampire or somebody taking it in Lucha Underground, things like that. But still soda, but Cody wins with a roll-up, and Cody wins the matchup, but Penta snaps after the match, starts beating down Cody Rhodes before the Gun Club and the Nightmare Family come in, and Penta's on the outside with Nyla Rose with the St. Patrick's Day hat on, cheering on. Then the rest of the Nightmare Family comes out, but then QT Marshall is sitting there just taking his time coming down, and everybody's wondering, like, where was QT Marshall? I'm like, are we really doing a QT Marshall angle right now to see where he was at the Nightmare Family? I really do not care. And they're not buying his excuses, so trying to get rid of him anyway. So Alex Marvez was backstage with the Young Bucks. I didn't see much to say, but I know Don Cost comes and interrupts the interview, and Don Cost asks what happened to the Young Bucks about people killing the business. He said, killing the business type of thing. But he wants to know, where's the Nick and Matt that I saw in New Japan? Think about that. We got the singles debut of Jade Cargill taking on Dinah Jordan, which is up next. I'm a big fan of Jade Cargill, you know, and she just in there, she just dominates this woman. Obviously, just to get her some wins under her belt, gives her that Beth Phoenix splash, and then pins the match. You know, do a little twerk action back there. Red Velvet's in the audience, and then she just goes and flex the Red Velvet, and it calls her a bitch, and then Red Velvet gets all amped up. So this may not be the end. It's probably not the end of the road we see of Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. Maybe at the next pay-per-view, if she gets another wins on the belt and does more wrestling, because I think she probably should wrestle. I haven't watched Dark or Evolution or Elevation yet to see if she's on there, but you give her a couple matches on there, then yeah, I'll definitely check this out. MJF is out with Tully Blanchard, Shawn Spears, Warlord, and FTR, saying that everything about Chris Jericho, how he was stupid, and how he created his own group, the Pinnacle. So he has Warlow. He goes down, runs off Warlow. Shawn Spears trying to make him like $1 million. FTR, and of course himself, and how they're gonna be the best group. How Tully Blanchard, he said, I started my career with the best group of men in professional wrestling, and I'm going to end my career with the best group of men in professional wrestling, minus Shawn Spears. So the Pinnacle is here. So that's cool. 10-man tag team matchup player, Jurassic Express and Bear Country taking on Big Money Matt, Private Party, and the Butcher and the Blade here. Usual AEW 10-man tag team matchup stuff. They Marco Stunt's on top rope. Private Party hits gin and juice, but then Matt Hardy wants to take all the credit for it. Then hits a twist of fate on Marco Stunt, and then like pins him. It's amazing how they be bullying this little boy though, and he's not a little boy though. But and then they get the win here, and that's pretty much what it is. Christian Cage gets interviewed by Dasha in the back, talk about why he was here, but y'all may have forgot my name over the past 7 years. We was with WWE, but y'all gonna remember it again because Christian Cage was a big thing in Impact Wrestling. So now him coming here to AEW, I mean, it'll be cool for him because he was never going to get to that Christian Cage level that he was at in WWE. Vince just did not see Christian that way, but now him coming into AEW, I think that'd be kind of cool for him. Like I said, I do miss going back and watch some of those things in Impact, so that was cool. Tag team matchup: Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston taking on the Good Brothers. This matchup was it was a brawl because as soon as Eddie Kingston come out, they start beating up Eddie Kingston and Moxley comes out. So the brawl even starts before the match starts, and then they get into the ring. Then the match kind of starts off, and then it's chaotic throughout the whole thing. The Good Brothers tag team do a backdrop neckbreaker to Eddie Kingston, but Moxley goes to the outside, does his diving through the ropes onto Luke Gallows, gets to roll up Carl Anderson, and wins the matchup for them, but they don't like that. They start beating him up after the matchup. Then, of course, Kenny Omega don't come out. They put a chair onto Eddie Kingston's leg and jump from the top rope and stomp on his leg, so he's out. They try to do the same thing with Moxley with his neck, though. But then the Young Bucks come out and try to stop them and slow them all down and everything like that. So, we get a little tension between the Young Bucks and Omega and like that, but everybody's like, oh, chill. Come on, keep this in the air. Keep this in the air. So they do that. Tony Schiavone and interviews Sting and Darby Allin. I did not see all of the. I do know Lance Archer comes out and interrupts them, so they're obviously going to be doing something with Lance Archer. And I like I said, I missed anything much with that interview. Ray Phoenix taking on Angelico, which is a match I really wanted to see it. I did not get a chance to get to see the full match because I'm a big fan of Angelico, especially ever since his days in Lucha Underground. So seeing those two go at it, even though I don't think they got enough time to really go in there and get it, but Ray Phoenix and Spikes Angelico into head to the man and wins the matchup. Time for the big thing. Time for what everybody was here for. And that is the unsanctioned lights out match between Dr. Brent Baker and Thunder Rosa. These women beat the shit out of each other. They really go ahead and they give it their all to you guys. And this actually made me, because first of all, when Dr. Brent Baker DVD started in AEW last year, and I was just like, in 2019, I was like, I'm not feeling her. I know it's like Adam Cole for his girlfriend and everything like that, but I wasn't feeling her. But then her rival, then when she turned heel, I was feeling all the segments that she was doing and having Fish and Tony Schiavone, no cards and everything. I loved all that stuff. And then, of course, the whole rival with Big Swole, I love that. And then it just started growing on me. And then she just started looking better in the ring. And I just enjoyed Dr. Britt Baker, and this one sold it over the top for me in this match because this woman takes a beating in this match. She's on the corner, and then Thunder Rosa kind of does a front dropkick with a ladder right while she's laying down in the corner with a ladder bridge right there. Kicks the ladder right in her head. I don't know if she bladed or if the ladder really clipped her, because I've seen ladders really clip wrestlers before, and it is a sight to see. I was right in the front row during WrestleMania times in 2017 when they were getting ready for WrestleMania 33, and they clipped Sheamus with a ladder where he stood with the bar, and he was bleeding everywhere because it wasn't meant to happen. So I've seen it. So it's all a possibility. Britt Baker gets onto Thunder Rosa, sets the bridge up on the ladder, kind of diagonal from in the ropes to the ring, and then Britt Baker's on top rope. She gives her a Death Valley driver. It wasn't the prettiest onto the ladder, but there's a pile of chairs in the ring, and Britt Baker gives a superplex to Thunder Rosa on those steel chairs. Now Britt Baker's is bleeding like a stuffed pig. She got the crimson mask on and everything. She goes out, she gets the bag. The bag of thumbtacks. Oh, we're about to see the women do a thumbtack spot. I ain't seen that since Candice LeRae. So, we're about to see have them do a thumbtack spot. And they're teasing who's going to go in there. By the way, there's a table set. There's 2 tables set up on the outside that Thunder Rosa set up. So Reba tries to get into the matchup. Thunder Rosa kicks off the apron and she falls to a table. Reba's out the match. Gives Britt Baker a power bomb on the thumbtacks and tries to give her a pin right there, but she kicks out. God, like it hurt. Britt Baker tries to go and gives her the lockjaw on the thumbtacks, but then she kind of rolls her over and she has to let go because the thumbtacks hurt so bad. God, I mean, my wife just got a thumbtack in her foot the other day and she hollered. I'm like, just imagine all that shit in your back and stuff like that. So we go to the outside and there's another table set up. Britt Baker's trying to go to the table and power bomb her through there. But then there was fights out of it and gives her finishing move right through the table off the apron and pins Britt Baker for a awesome women's unsanctioned match. I enjoyed every bit of it. I really did enjoy it. It really put Britt Baker on another level for me of enjoyment. I'm a big Britt Baker fan now. I'm happy to say that because after seeing her growth in 2020 and now, yeah, I mean, she come a long way from that face that was in 2019. So I'm enjoying everything Britt Baker has done. So that was the Wednesday Night War for you guys. In my personal opinion, AEW won it hands down this week. You can post down in the comments down below who you guys think won the Wednesday Night War. Hit the like button if you guys enjoy my review of the Wednesday Night War, and hopefully we get back on schedule throughout the rest of the week and stuff like that. If you guys listen to the podcast, we are going to move on. And if you guys are listening to on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share all that great stuff, and subscribe for more wrestling content right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC and place to be. Mr. A&D, and the Nerd Coalition is out.